Hi, Gemini. Very particular about things today. It's strange. Like I keep moving things around, like starting your reading and getting into your energy. I keep moving things around. So I feel like this Mercury retrograde that we just went through was going direct today. Totally discombobulated, you guys. I know that my two Geminis, my sons, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that my two oldest boys who are in high school are both Geminis, and they had a really rough March. Both of them did. One of them had like walking pneumonia. I mean, both of them were kind of just laid out for a couple of weeks. And even started in the pre-shadow period, like the first week of March, it started. Things are starting to look up. Things are starting to get better. But like we have Mars coming into Gemini, but there's still like Mercury is still going to be in Pisces until April 17th. Jupiter goes retrograde on April 10th, and that is, especially if you're a Gemini rising, that's just directly across you in your 7th house of relationships. So there's a lot of reassessing and having to, it's like you're having to look at all the layers of everything that happened in Mercury retrograde and then piece everything, kind of like Jenga, right? If you've never played the game Jenga, I want you to look it up. It's like this tower of blocks that are kind of crisscrossed. And each player like pulls out a block of the tower, not wanting the tower to like fall over and just everything all over the place. So it's almost like you're trying to, instead of taking the pieces out, because they've already been taken out. Mercury retrograde took everything out, and like there was so many holes in the information and everything. It's like a whole bunch of things came to light, but none of it made sense. And I'm not laughing at your plight, because it was not an easy retrograde to go through. Mercury, it was tough. It was even, like, I even tried to make light of it. I knew it was going to, as an astrologer, like, I'm not even, like, I don't even quote myself as an astrologer. Other people would, and I'm like, I know just enough to do a little bit of damage. Like, don't quote me. I just haven't had the time. I don't have the time on a daily basis to gather all of the information that I feel like true astrologers have to do, right? So I do my best with what I've been given, with what I give myself. And I knew this was going to be tough because of the way that Mercury was going to join up with other planets. And Mercury did this dance, you know, of 3 different, having to line up with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter in really strange ways, squaring off with Jupiter, or squaring off with Neptune, and Jupiter and was it Saturn or Pluto? Anyways, I have it all written down. I did like a huge Mercury retrograde video back in like the first week of March or the last week of February, talking about what the Mercury retrograde was going to mean and being in Pisces and all of that. And it's already at its detriment. Mars has been at its detriment for the last month, being in Taurus. Now it's coming into your sign. And Mars feels better in Gemini, but because it's, I mean, just the positions of the planets, we're not out of the woods. And so, like, you have this fire to move forward and to do things. But on April 10th, when Jupiter goes in retrograde, that is directly across you in your house of relationships. And then we don't have like all of the planets direct again for the rest of the year. Like we have retrograde after retrograde after retrograde after, I mean, there will, like this last 2-week period, Mercury going direct today until April 10th, that is the last time this year that all the planets will be direct. When it comes to mutable signs, we love having planets direct. We love that push forward. But I mean, you're coming out of this feeling pretty beat up with the 5 of Pentacles. So these 2 weeks is really, it's all about getting back your footing, like standing tall again, allowing yourself to put the pieces back to, like, put the Jenga pieces back in the tower so the tower doesn't come crumbling down. You have a serious lack mentality right now. And it could be finances. It could be relationships. It could be all of the above. It could just be, like, I put a meme up on Instagram of Winona Ryder, and it's like a famous meme. Like, it goes around every Mercury retrograde, I think, of Winona Ryder smoking a cigarette saying, and she's like all sorts, like she looks like she came out of a burning building, like bombed out of a burning building. And it says, actual footage, actual photo of me emerging from Mercury retrograde. Like, it was not easy. It will be kind of slow going moving forward, but I do feel like you start to get some good news to get you out of this Five of Pentacles. Could be coming from an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with the Knight of Pentacles, or a fire sign with the Page of Wands. I feel like this is like the, and then we have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is like moving you from rough waters to calmer waters. This could actually be physical movement. Maybe you need to go on a vacation. I would not blame you if you left and disappeared for a couple of weeks in April, like the beginning of April. I would not, 100%, I would not blame you for doing that. I kind of want to do that. I can't really do it, but I kind of want to. But I think that you're really recognizing now what Mercury taught you, and you're having to pick all the pieces back up. You're having to like look at all the layers, all of that information that was kind of thrown at you, and now put it in like this, you know, what is the Knight of Pentacles? It's a very slow moving energy forward, but it's methodical and it's analytical and it doesn't skip the steps. And that's almost where you have to be right now in order to gain your footing, in order to get back to ground zero, in order to feel like you're human again. So we have the High Priestess and we have the King of Pentacles. So there's definitely an earth energy here who's kind of being a bit secretive. If you're dealing with an earth energy right now, they're not really opening up to anything. Like, they're not being all out and out in the open and being social or like, and like earth signs are kind of hibernating. Like, I don't even want to call it hermit mode, because it's deeper than that. Like, well, maybe it is hermit mode because they're trying to gather their information as well. I mean, if you think about it, Capricorn, you know, has been dealing with this Pluto and Saturn business for quite some time, and like the ping pong effect of all the planets bouncing off of that constantly is just exhausting, I'm sure. But in Taurus, you know, if you're dealing with a Taurus, they just had Uranus go into their sign in March. And that was kind of a jolt forward as well. There's a sense of urgency and not being able to move very quickly right now with you guys, where that Mars fire really wants to push you forward and really wants to get you going and really wants to motivate you to get things done and to do stuff. There isn't really much for you to do except for kind of look around and be like, I'm a little bit battered and bruised. I need to take care of myself. Everybody really needs to go away. Like, I want you to use that Mars energy for your own benefit and not for everybody else's benefit. I mean, that may sound really selfish, but honestly, I think you kind of need it. I really do. I kind of feel like you need it. Yeah. If there's an air sign, or you, this is you, just feeling like you got the crap beat out of you, be very discerning about where you're placing your energies right now, because I think that you need to conserve absolutely every single piece of your energy that you can. The Queen of Swords is not somebody to be trifled with when she's in a Five of Pentacles state, because she will cut you down so fast it's not even funny. And when you guys are in a 5 of Pentacles state, it's like, don't mess with the Gemini. Like, that evil twin will come out fast. I mean, when one of your twins isn't doing so well, the other one can kind of like pick it up and push it along and be like, no, we can do this. But when both of them are in a 5 of Pentacles state, it's not a pretty sight. So I want you to really allow yourself to take a step back, put the Jenga puzzle pieces back together. If you have a water sign or an earth sign person that's kind of chugging you along right now, fantastic. Use that energy to get the momentum forward that you need. I do feel like you're going to have a conversation with somebody, possibly with the King of Cups. I don't know about the earth sign. I feel like the earth sign is going to be super quiet. Let's see what this Page of Wands is. I feel like these are messages that you're getting that are bringing you to a better place. I almost feel like this King of Cups is trying to get you to like do what I said, like go on vacation. 2 of Wands. And if you have like an ally that can help you make decisions right now, I highly, highly recommend it, because you're still going to be a little bit fuzzy. Mercury is still going to be in Pisces until April 17th, and Mercury is still at its detriment in Pisces. It gets it's an illusion. It's muddy. It's like not fun, right? So if you're really trying to make decisions right now, I want you to get, have as many people in your sounding board as possible. If you're trying to make a decision about what to do with an earth sign or somebody who has strong earth in their chart, I think that moving away from this person, like distancing yourself from their energy, is a really good idea. Really good idea right now. And maybe you don't even have to say it. Just do it. Yeah, there's that. And it could be another air sign too that you need to distance yourself from. But like I said, I feel like you do have people around you. There are definitely allies here, whether another air sign, a water sign. I mean, if the earth sign's an ally, they're an ally too. But I feel like the earth sign's just like shut off. The High Priestess can also be somebody like an oracle, or if you're getting advice from a reader or an energy healer. But I feel like the distance that you have with somebody is making you feel kind of left out too. The Page of Cups is always about wanting more. I feel like the High Priestess is actually like like it represents somebody in your life. It's an archetype of somebody in your life that you just want more out of. And again, it could be a water sign, an air sign, an earth sign, or somebody who has that in their chart. Or even a fire sign that's acting kind of childish with the Page of Wands over there. But I don't know. It doesn't even have to be those signs. You have to really use your discernment right now. You just have people around you that are very logical, that are very grounded, that are emotionally mature, that are helping you make decisions, and I need you to lean on them, because that is the only way that you're going to be able to make sense of the energy through April, right? Just because it'll be very confusing with all of the Mercury stuff going on, Mercury and Neptune still conjunct with each other, and with the Mars coming into your sign, Jupiter going retrograde. You know, Jupiter's been trying to give gifts and gifts and gifts, but they have to remove people out of your life before you get the gift. And oh my God, what a confusing time. And how come I'm not getting all of these gifts that Jupiter was supposed to be promising me in relationships? Well, maybe you are getting these gifts, but because you don't see it as a gift, you're not recognizing. Like maybe Jupiter removed somebody from your life during this time, and now you need to really reassess it while Jupiter goes retrograde. Watch the Sagittarius video if you're curious about that retrograde and what I think about it. I honestly think Jupiter retrograde is going to be like the aha moment for a lot of people. Like, oh my God, that was the gift that Jupiter was trying to give to me while it was direct, but I didn't see it as a gift because it was painful. Sometimes the best gifts are the hardest ones to receive because you don't recognize that it's actually for your benefit because it's not what you wanted. And the universe isn't going to like keep giving you gifts if you're not grateful for them, right? Because if it's not what you want, you're not going to be grateful for it in your ego mind. So let's see about this earth sign really quick before I keep bagging on the earth signs. I feel really bad that I keep bagging on them. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's somebody who doesn't want to be trifled with right now. If there is an earth sign in your life that's kind of ignoring you, I wouldn't take it personally. I would just go about your business and allow yourself to distance as much as you possibly can. And I think that with a lot of rest, a lot of understanding, and a lot of putting the pieces back together, you will get through April in a much easier fashion than you got through March. April's energy is going to be a lot lighter, but it's still going to be very confusing, and it's not going to be like the most perfect month ever. But with a lot of self-awareness and getting the rest you need, 4 of Swords, not lying to yourself anymore, 5 of Swords, not letting anybody else lie to you. Stop deceiving yourself and telling yourself that you're supposed to be going one direction when clearly the universe keeps putting blocks in that direction that you keep trying to go. You keep banging your head up against a brick wall because you know that you're right, right? I mean, obviously, we are. When I say we, I mean those who are ruled by Mercury. Obviously, we're the ones that are always right. No. You can look at this. You have the qualities right now to manifest everything that you want. The Magician and the 9 of Cups. If only you had the patience, Temperance, or dealing with a Sagittarius, or even a Leo. Yeah, definitely a Leo. You have the patience to see all of the beautiful gifts that Jupiter is trying to give you. And I feel like some of these gifts that Jupiter is trying to give you is inner strength, is patience, is guiding you in a direction to no longer beat yourself up. Inner knowledge with the Hermit. Now, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, a Leo, or a Virgo, I feel like they're helping you manifest your dreams and desires, and I kind of want you to listen a little bit. Sometimes it's very hard for a Gemini to just shut their mouth and listen. And I'm not even throwing shade at you. I just know the Gemini energy so well that you guys will like pick apart a conversation that somebody's having with you. And if you didn't say it, but somebody else said it to you, you will pick out the parts that you want to believe and leave the rest. Right? And I'm not throwing shade at you. I have been around Gemini energy my entire life. Like literally from the day I was born, I had a Gemini throw a golf ball at my head. So that's not even a joke. Like that's a real true story. My brother threw a golf ball at my head the day I came home from the hospital. He's a Gemini. So from the time I didn't even remember, I've had Gemini energy around me. And I know how you guys operate. I know how your brains work. And I love how your brains operate and they work. But when you are sabotaging yourself, you will only listen to parts of the conversation that you want to hear. And the other parts you're going to deem not needed because you're right and that part was wrong. You're doing everything that you need in order to come to the end of this cycle and gain everything that you've ever wanted. The 8 of Pentacles and the Star, just, you know, if you're worried about what your soul purpose is right now, you could be dealing with an Aquarius energy, but if you are worried about where you're headed in life and what your true soul purpose is and what you're supposed to be doing, I just want you to keep your head down and keep going. Rest when needed, rest often. Listen to the guidance of your friends, because loving yourself first and foremost right now is huge. Like, you need to do it. The Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Giving back to yourself to gain your own abundance is the true way to get through this energy right now. And I mean, I know you guys can do it. It's just a matter of putting your minds to it. Those brilliant, brilliant minds. You're coming to the end of a cycle with the world, and you're starting something brand new on the other end of it. And I want you to really be able to reach out and grab that. But in order for you to end this cycle, you got to get honest with yourself. So whatever it is that Mercury retrograde brought to your attention, whatever pieces that you're feeling like you need to pick up right now, really, really, really allow yourself to get honest. Listen to the guidance around you, whether it's your spirit guides, whether it's your friends, whether it's people you can trust, not the people that you can't trust. I want you to go to the people that you can trust right now and really, really listen to what they have to say. Have patience with yourself. Find that inner strength. Know that you're headed in the right direction. It's just going to take a little bit to get back on course. Putting the pieces back together after a Mercury retrograde like that is not always easy. You guys, there were a lot of truths that came out. And we're not even playing. Like, they weren't even like fun. They weren't even, I mean, you had to get real with parts of your shadow that you don't like to get real with. But it's okay. We all go through it. We're all supposed to go through it. And, I mean, Virgos went through the same thing in a different kind of way. Some of them just shut down entirely. Some Virgos, like, were off grid, like went off the grid for a couple of weeks. I did for like 4 days, like pre-shadow Mercury, just to get myself ready for it. And I still had issues. Like, I knew how it was going to affect me, and I still slipped up. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up for the things that were said or the things that were done during Mercury retrograde, but be super, super honest about what it taught you. And if you need any help with that, I do offer one-on-one alignment coaching. I also offer long-distance Reiki, and all my Reiki clients, if you email me, I'll give you a code for 20% off your first order. First-time Reiki clients get 20% off. Just email me. And all of that is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. The one-on-one alignment coaching, I really help people get to where when they come into alignment, it doesn't mean that you have everything that you've ever wanted. It means that you accept and acknowledge where you are today, and you allow yourself to manifest from that point. You are grateful for where you are today, and you're not always constantly trying to get more and more and more, because the universe says, I'm giving you gifts. If you can't be grateful for the gifts that I'm giving you now, what makes you think I want to give you any more? People are always like, why am I constantly trying and working and, and hustling so much, and I'm not getting anywhere? I'm just like, I'm just like treading water constantly. And it's because you're not aligned with where you are. We align. We don't hustle, right? We align. And it took me a long time to get there, but things, I mean, like, I believe in magic now. I truly, truly do. Because once you get honest with yourself and you are aware of your own bullshit, which is what Mercury retrograde was supposed to teach you, tried to teach you, did it? Did you allow it? When you become aware of your own bullshit and you stop blaming other people for things, and you really get aligned with yourself, and you allow yourself to find out where your faults are, and you don't beat yourself up for those faults, you can manifest just about anything. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient with who you are. Gain that inner strength. And see the beauty of what you have today, right? See the beauty of what you have today. So, oh, and I have a merchandise shop open now. Click the link in the description box. It's the merchandise shop is the very first link. If you would like a personal reading, or you would like to do a one-on-one coaching session, or you would like to be a part of the class, the alignment, the self-empowerment class on the spiritual empowerment class on April 17th. All of that information is in the description box below on my website. I love you guys. Man, it was a tough one, but you got through it, and April looks really good. So believe it and let it happen. I love you all. Bye.